husbands, sons, uncles, nephews, whatever it is, we all have a need to be needed. And as it pertains to husbands, your husband, believe me, whether he tells you this or not, your husband has a need to be needed. And if he feels like he's not needed and he's not valued, he's going to begin to withdraw. He'll begin to resent his marriage and his wife, and they'll either lash out because he is too insecure to be vulnerable enough to say what he needs, or he'll just simply check out. And a lot of times the beginnings of that is because he doesn't feel like he's needed. And so I caution you, mothers and wives and aunties and grandparents, whatever it is, as you're raising your boys, please make sure that they don't feel unnecessary. They need to be needed. When they do something good and they do it well, they do it right, encourage them. Let them know that that was good. Let them know, even if it's something that you might have been able to handle on your own, but it was so much better because they were able to accomplish it. Let them know, man, I really needed you to do that. Thank you for doing that. We have a sense to be needed. When God created Adam in the garden, God gave him purpose. This is my garden. What? Tend to it and keep it. In other words, I need you to do this. And so your husband needs to be needed. I'm not telling them not to be confused of being needy, but he needs to feel significant in his house. He needs to be needed. He needs to play that role. And if he's checking out or if he's dreading coming home, sometimes it's because he feels unnecessary. Husbands, fathers, uncles, whatever it is you're raising, understand that your wife, and I'll talk to husbands for a second, your wife, if she feels like she doesn't know how you feel, or she feels like she doesn't know what direction the family is going in, or what direction we're going concerning the finances, she's unsure. She's just unsure, not clear. She'll grow frustrated and even dejected, and arguments will begin to break out, and you can't quite figure out why this is. If her husband is a bump on a log and flying by the seat of his pants financially or occupationally or day to day, this will cause her to lash out or check out. And you keep trying to figure out why you all are arguing, and it's because there is a lack of clarity, a lack of direction that's taking place in the household. I can take you back to the Garden of Eden and how one of the first things that the enemy attacked in woman was her need to know. You will not die, but you will be like God. You will know. And that got her interest peaks. The woman desires. She desires to know. You must understand this, man of God. And so if that's taking place, then make sure that there is clarity in your household. Make sure there's clarity for your daughters. Make sure there's clarity for your wives. Make sure that this is the case. And understand this too, is that she makes it better. As a woman, she makes it better, and we discovered this in one of our earlier messages, and I believe the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe did an amazing message on this, but the reality is as a woman, she makes it better. This is her innate ability as God created her to do. One of the first things you can look at is how God created her and what he created her to be able to do, to take a seed. To take a seed and put eyes and legs and feet and hands and create this child and then send it out into the world. And so, man of God, the reality is, as it pertains to clarity, I don't care if it's your wife, your daughter, whomever, they need vision. They desire a vision. This is why Vision Night is one of the most popular events for women's ministry, because they love clarity. And when you give a woman clarity in your household, when you give her something to work with, she'll put hands and feet and eyes and ears to it, and she'll send it back out better than when you gave it to her. This is what one of her primary functions are. So in your household, in order for it to properly function, you've got to have some vision in your household. There's dysfunction because there's lack of vision. Give her something to work with.